Sporting 1, Arsenal 5, back-to-back wins against Nottingham Forest and Sporting Lisbon. I still remember when they injured William Saliba and completely ruined our season 2 years ago, especially when we were on course to win the Premier League at that time. So it was great. Wonderful night, complete performance. Nothing much I can say in regards to this game other than absolute positives, and it was something that I didn't really expect, especially when they have players like Gyökeres, who's been the most informed striker in the whole of Europe. Everyone's been scared of him. He's done an absolute number over Manchester City, where Sporting Lisbon won 4-1, but Arsenal were able to beat them 5-1. So it just shows that City are on absolute horrendous form, especially recently when they have drawn 3-3 against Feyenoord. So it's not looking good for them, but whatever, stay humble, eh? Anyhow, some things about this game, Arteta has really decided to let the reins off. He just said, you know what, go out there, play some free-flowing, creative, entertaining football, and that's exactly what Arsenal did. The game was 5-1, but it could also have been 6, 7, 8 with the amount of chances that Arsenal were making. It was absolutely fantastic, and it was great to see, and we want to see more of that. We've come away from Europe and we try to play this defensive park the bus football, but sometimes you just need to let the reins off and just say, you know what, let's just go out there and play how we can in the way that we know how to play. That's in the Arsenal DNA of being creative, and we did what we could and we beat them in spectacular fashion. A couple of things that I can say: putting Timber in right back was a great decision. I think he provides more offensively compared to Ben White, especially with his crosses, and we could see that, especially when Martinelli was able to get a goal, Havertz was able to get a goal, and I think they were both from crosses as well. So it was great to see, and I think Ben White will have some competition, especially on that right back position, but that when he comes back from his injury, and hopefully his rehab goes well and hopefully he comes back as quick as he can. But it's good to have this sort of competition in the team. Like I said, Havertz and Martinelli scoring. I want to see Martinelli getting more inside the box and more at the end of these crosses, because that's the only way that he'll be able to get goals. They both done very well to get the goals that they were in, and they were good at getting in the box. Gabriel with the set pieces, he was carrying us through this game, especially with the way that him and Saliba were defending. They were both fantastic. I would probably give it to Gabriel as my man of the match, just because he scored that goal and the amount of trolling he did with that celebration. And I think one of the reasons that he done that celebration was because of Granit Xhaka a couple of years back when he made a celebration, and then Sporting, one of their players, I think it was Pedro Goncalves or something like that, he copied Xhaka's celebration. So that's why it was a bit of back and forth, let's say, between both teams. But it was good to see Gabriel get that goal with that bullet header, and they managed to get Gyökeres to be quiet. And even though Gyökeres didn't really score a goal today, I could see why he's so highly rated. With the ability to get quick turns, his explosive pace and agility, the way he's able to get power from his shots, and he almost did score a goal, especially when Kirill came on the pitch. He did have an opportunity, but he hit the post. So I can see why he's so sought after in Europe. I think he'd still be good for Arsenal. It just depends on whether or not Arsenal will actually pay the money in January or get him in the summer or go for someone else. But I think he is a good striker. He's a striker. That's what I can definitely say about him, and he does offer something different compared to, say, what Havertz or maybe Jesus does, because he has that extra explosive pace that will terrify other teams. And I think in the Premier League he will also do very well and terrify teams immensely. Other than that, Raya has made some very good saves. Trossard got a goal as well, which I'm very happy for. He's been on bad form. There's been a lot of criticism on him, and what I can say is that, look, he's been playing a position that he wasn't meant to be playing in. Obviously his confidence is low. Even after he scored that goal, his body language was a bit low, but I think give him a couple games, give him some cameos, he will score more goals, he'll get back to his old ways, and I'm sure he'll be much better, especially when, I think in the last second of the game he had a one-on-one and he missed that. But I think that's just a confidence thing. He just needs to get more time, just keep coming off the bench. He's our 12th man, and just once he gets that time, once he gets a couple more goals and a couple more games, he'll be absolutely okay. I think other than that, I think Gyökeres was good. I thought that Diomande had an absolute mare. It's a wonder how he didn't get a red card. Inacio had a very good header from the set piece that Sporting Lisbon had, and I think he's also a good player. He was also a player that I thought Arsenal could have gone for in the summer, but we went for Calafiori, which is not bad. I think in terms of some of the other players, I like that Quenda player that they had on the wing. He's 17 years old. He looked very tricky. And this is the thing that I've been saying about Arsenal in terms of their recruitment. Why can't we get a player who can be a backup to Saka, who doesn't have to be on large amounts of money, but can just be young, impressionable, something different? And I think a guy like Quenda could possibly be that sort of thing. And that all comes down to recruitment, to find these little gems of players, you know, these young midfielders, wingers who can provide a difference. And that's what Quenda looked like to me, because we didn't really play Raheem Sterling. I think Sterling was about to come on, but then Gabriel looked like he picked up a little bit of a knock. But overall, I thought even from the other team, he looked alright. And what can I say, with Odegaard and Saka, we've been begging for both of these guys to be playing together, especially with Odegaard. You can see how much he affects the team and how important he is. And one of the things that I really liked about Odegaard, other than the fact that he's been providing the creativity in the team as a whole, was the fact that when we conceded, he demanded the other players to press, to still go after the other team and not hide into our shell, because that's been something that's been synonymous with Arsenal, especially over the last however many years. So you can see how important he is, where he demands that other players know, even though we concede, we're still going to try and press them and put pressure on them. And ultimately it worked. We were able to get 5 goals, even though they did score the goal. We did concede the goal. We're still able to do very good things in this match. And Saka, with the penalty that he's had, with the way he was playing on the right wing, he looked absolutely fantastic. He looks like he's on top of his game. And this is why I want Saka playing when he's 100% fit. I would rather a Saka that's 100% fit than a Saka that's been run into the ground, limping, just barely able to get through, because with Saka being 100% fit, he can provide us so much more. And that's why we have been begging for a player to be there that can provide Saka some rest or some backup when Saka isn't 100% fit. But overall, it's been a fantastic game. If we're looking into the Champions League, it's been a statement game, I'd say, especially in the Premier League, especially with the way that the results have come by. We've missed Odegaard immensely, and we've seen it today. We've seen it in the last game. Is it too late in the Premier League? Maybe, but it's still very early in the season. Anything can happen. Even with the way Liverpool are playing, they're 9 points clear. There's still 20 plus games left in the season, and anything can possibly happen. And especially in the Champions League, you never know. The dream, you can dream it, but I don't want to say anything can happen, but all you can do is hope in the situation. But yeah, wonderful from Arsenal. 5-1. Let's see what we can do in the next games we have that are coming up. And yeah, well done Arsenal. 5-1. Hold that, Sporting Lisbon, hold that. And so can you, Manchester City. 3-3. Hopefully their form continues and they keep losing and drawing games. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of these teams. Anyhow, hope to see you all in the next video. Bye bye.